Centuries of weaving, success in all endeavors. Choose our socks for success in all endeavors. Fortunes rises from the heel and good luck for life.
In 1046 BC, King Wu of Zhou's chariot rolled over the afterglow of the Shang dynasty in Mai. Facing the slave army that King Zhou had assembled temporarily, he knew that Chaoga was like a rotten tree at this moment. The main force of the Shang dynasty was deep in the Dongyi battlefield, and the people were scattered like sand. The weapons and food that had been accumulated over 3 generations had already won the swords of 800 princes at the Mengjin League. This attack was not accidental, but the result of decades of quietly measuring opportunities. When the foundation of the Shang dynasty's rule was hollowed out, when the tide of trend became irreversible, that precise critical point quietly emerged. The first level of wisdom in waiting for the right time is to distinguish between opportunity and trend. Trends are like rushing rivers, while opportunities are whirlpools at the bends of the river. As early as the reign of King Wan, the Zhou people cleared obstacles to eastward advancement by conquering Mishu and Bai, even disintegrating the Shang's foreign alliances by being ordered to be king. But they never took action because trends only show the direction, but opportunities require specific coordinates. It wasn't until King Zhou of Shang cut open the heart of Baigan, and Weizi fled, until the war with Dongyi had dragged down the main force of the Shang army, and the Mengjin military inspection verified the unity of the princes, that the coordinate grid formed by these nodes allowed King Wu to confirm. If he swung his sword at this moment, the potential energy of the collapse of the old order would turn into the sharpest sword. The deeper logic is that the change of times follows the law of conservation of potential energy. The essence of the shift from Shang to Zhou is the explicit release of implicit civilization potential energy. When the Shang dynasty was consuming national strength to maintain theocracy and divination, the Zhou people had already built a power network through the feudal system. When the Shang nobles were obsessed with bronze ritual vessels, the Zhou people had already engraved the farming code into oracle bones. On the eve of Mai, the cost of maintaining the Shang dynasty far exceeded the structural bearing capacity, and the Zhou system's entropy reduction capacity exceeded the threshold. The old order's obstruction to the flow of civilization potential energy was like using a palm to block a flood, and its resistance itself accelerated the collapse of the dam. The so-called time is right is actually the synchronous resonance of multidimensional phase transition. After observing the troops in Mengjin, King Wu lay dormant for 2 years, waiting for the phase transition points of military accumulation, institutional innovation, and ideology to align. At this point, movement had already separated from the will of decision-makers and had become a necessity of the space-time structure itself, much like water freezing at 0 degrees. It was an inevitable reconstruction after the energy level transition. The Zhou people's arrows were on the string, but in fact, the attractor in the historical phase space had already determined its trajectory. Modern society's wait for the right time to act is still verifying the yardstick of this timing. When Amazon closed its physical bookstores in 2022, it seemed like a retreat, but in fact, it discovered that the potential energy had been transferred from brick-and-mortar spaces to the data torrent. The growth rate of ebook sales surpassed the inflection point, reaching 400% of physical books, and 87% of users' reading time shifted towards mobile devices. These precise data coordinates were like the stars observed by King Wu. What Bezos completed while waiting was hiding weapons in the body, from warehousing and logistics to cloud computing, just like the hidden armor of the Zhou people. The decision to close the physical store was similar to the moment when the drums of war in Mai sounded. While the industry collectively lamented that paper books will die, Amazon saw the Jiazi day, when the digital reading ecosystem had matured. As the long river of history continues to surge, waiting for the right time to act has always been key to game changers. It is not a passive wait and see, but like a navigator observing the stars, capturing the moment with the strongest gravity in the tide of the times. When the Zhou people's chariots rolled over the rubble of Chaoga, and when Amazon's servers lit up the cloud, those moments of accurately capturing the opportunity all interpreted the same truth. The best time is always born from measuring the potential energy curve, calculating the critical point, and the courage to inject the accumulated power into the tidal folds. Perhaps each of us is a navigator of the times, calibrating the compass in our respective fields, just to turn the silent journey into a wave-breaking anchor at a turning point when the stars and the moon shine together.
Centuries of weaving, success in all endeavors. Choose our socks for success in all endeavors. Fortunes rises from the heel and good luck for life.